All right, warriors, today we're talking about flashlights. And I'm not doing a whole review on any one of them, but I get asked all the time, what kind of flashlight do you use at work, like police work, or what's your everyday carry flashlight? Because in a few of the other videos, I said that, I always have a flashlight in my pocket or a flashlight close by or a flashlight in my vehicle. Definitely at police work, it's like probably the tool on my belt that I use the most. And people always ask, well, what do you run in? So I guess part of the video is to tell you what I use, but I love when I hear from other people. I'm a gear guy, man. I just love it. So at work, I kind of have to use what they tell me to use. Outside of work, I kind of use what I want to use. And I have some stuff that I really love that I've been using for a long, long time, but I'm always all ears. So if you have a different brand that you like or some experience with something that's like, hey man, I used those and they were junk, let me know. If you had something that you really like a lot and you've been running for a long time and you have a lot of experience with and it kind of never failed you, let me know. Because I only pass on to my students and my network or my group the stuff that I use, but I like to be able to tell people like, hey, no, a buddy of mine uses this, or I heard a lot of good things about that. So it's all about networking. So let's get after it. What's up, warriors? This is Kyoshi Dave Herman with 5 Elements Tactical Training, here to share with you some warrior skills and drills that anyone can learn and everyone should know. If you're new to the channel, welcome and thanks for stopping by. If you already follow us on social media and that's how you find your way over to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification button and the little spot where it says all notifications, so YouTube will let you know when the next video drops, and you get all sorts of cool content from here as well. All right, so don't laugh at me. I'm a pad and pencil kind of guy. So I have some notes that I keep on my cell phone, and I should get better at doing that, but I'm old school. I love the Ticonderoga, Dixon Ticonderoga, the yellow ones with the green, I don't know, metal thing up top. They're my favorites. So I wrote down some notes. So if you see me dipping my head down to read some stuff, it's that I just wanted to take some notes on the highlights of each thing and where I carry them, how I carry them, why I carry them, and what the price tag is currently on Amazon, because that's I guess the easiest place to go get them. And I'm not sponsored by any of these people. I don't even have one of those YouTube or Amazon store shops. I keep saying I'm going to set it up, and I never do it. So I guess we'll start with what I use for work. So at my police job, I actually have 2 of these. I don't know how or why I wound up with 2 of these. I use the Streamlight Strion LED HL, and the HL is for high lumen. And it's a really awesome flashlight. I have had one of them for 7 years-ish, and it's never failed me. It is beat to crap, but it's still on my rig, so I wear it every day. This is a backup that I don't remember how or why I wound up with 2 of them, but I keep this one in my car, and I use it if I do security gigs, and I'm not carrying my EDC flashlight, which I'll tell you about in a moment. This is definitely my go-to. So it's got a weird battery, so the end cap screws off, and it's got one of these, I don't even know what you call this thing. It's made by Streamlight. I have a backup one, because the thing about LED flashlights, it's not like those old school flashlights where they start going dim or flickering when they're on their way out. This thing's working, it's working, it's working, and then it's just dead. So 2 is 1, 1 is none. I always have a second flashlight. It may not be the brightest thing in the world, but I always have a second one. So the charger that comes with the Strion, I think you could, it's got a weird clip thing, so like I could plug it into the cigarette lighter of the car. That's where cigarette lighter, they still call it that? That little hole in the car that you plug in your phone charger and stuff. And it's got a clip that this thing clips in, and it takes a while to charge, but it charges up. Some of the chargers, they make a second one. I don't have the other one. There's a second type of charger where it's got like a thing on the side where you could actually charge your light with a battery in it and or a second battery at the same time. So again, one thing that I do notice sometimes, like I'll be like, oh man, my flashlight's dead, and it's not dead. It's just that the cap came a little bit loose. So it'll be like, it's on, cap's a little bit loose, not on. I'm like, damn it, screw the thing on. I'm like, oh wait, oh, good to go. So now this Strion, Strion, I think that's how you pronounce that, LED HL. It's got 3 modes. So one of the things I do like about it is it's got the tail cap. I don't have a weapon mounted light on my duty firearm. So when I'm in warrant, so we do a lot of room clearing and stuff like that, searching and whatnot. So I typically hold, and there's a lot of different methods for how to hold your firearm and a flashlight. I typically do where I'm using my flashlight hand to support the bottom of my firearm, so I have some structure, and wherever I'm aiming my firearm, the light is illuminating everything's kind of going in the same direction. So I like that I can push a little bit of pressure to put the light on or off. I like that I could click it to leave it on. On the bright mode, again, it's an HL, which is at high lumens. It's really good for sometimes we're in a spot where either there's no power in the house or or just an abandoned place or whatever, and it's really bright enough that when you kind of shine this thing at the ceiling, it pretty much illuminates the room, which I like a lot. It does have 3 modes. I don't know if you can see this or not, but if I hold it, it goes a little bit dim, then it comes back up, then it comes back up, then it goes back down, then it goes back down, then it comes back up, and that's just by me holding on to the cap. It's also got this disco mode, which I never use that. I don't know what that's for. I think it's for disorienting somebody. I don't know. I just don't use that. That's not true. Every now and then we're trying to like shine a light in the window, like, hey, oh, you're in there. If I just put on the flashlight, sometimes it looks like, it could be a headlight coming by, but put on disco mode and flash it in the house, and that usually gets somebody's attention if they are inside and they are in the room that you're shining the light in. So the Streamlight Strion LED HL on Amazon for around 120, 125 bucks. I'm a big fan. My secondary light that I carry at work, now this one, I work in plain clothes, so I wear body armor every day, and then I just wear some sort of shirt over it. But I have a bunch of things that I kind of like, I have like my pens and my cuff key and a few other things that so I reach under my shirt and into my body armor. But one of the things I keep in there is this flashlight. So this is also a Streamlight. It is the Stylus Pro. Now, I think they made an updated version of this, but I have a couple of these. I keep one of these. I have another one of these in my car. I keep one always in my body armor. I have one in my go bag or my wilderness. I don't even know what I call that bag anymore. It's got all my 10 C's of survival. Check out that video or those videos, that video series that I did. But I have one of these because I like that I can use when I don't want something super bright and I just need to be like looking through my bag, my patrol bag. I'm looking in the car for something. I need to read a piece of paper, and I don't want to blind myself. And I don't want to blind myself by shining this bright light, especially like my workday starts before the sun comes up. So when I'm big on trying to protect my night vision personally. So when I need something that's not too bright, I use this. Now the Streamlight Stylus Pro, this one works on 2 AAA batteries. It sells for about 20 bucks. I think it's about 20 bucks on Amazon. 21, 19, something like that. It's just 2 AAA batteries. I think they make this one now with a rechargeable thing where you could plug it into like a USB something or other. But again, I wreck a lot of my stuff, I think, because I'm rough with a lot of my gear. Every now and then something gets lost. My police stuff, I'm not big on chasing people. But every now and then, you take off running and you're like, oh my God, where's my whatever? And there's no finding it. Or you're lucky if you do find it. But I like this because it's not too bright. It's not too heavy. It's if that light goes down, I mean, it's in a dark room, it will illuminate the room well enough. It's not as bright, and it doesn't have the same this is like painfully bright, which sometimes that's an effective tool too. When I want to get somebody's attention and I want to see them, but I don't want them to see me, I could almost hide behind this, especially if it's dark. And this is very, very bright, and it works very well for that. Whereas the Stylus Pro, not so much. If I have to, and it's my only light that I have at the moment because the battery's dead, I use this, but I very, very, very rarely in my career has happened. But again, I always have it because, 2 is 1, 1 is none. And again, I don't always want that bright light or have to sit there and wait for the less bright thing to come on. So I'm a big fan of this one too. That's why I have more than one of them. I have one in my body armor, one in my car, one in my go bag. I'm trying to think, I might have another one somewhere. I don't know. And again, they're cheap enough that if it breaks or, gives out on you. 20 bucks, I get another one, and it's no big deal. I always have a huge Costco or BJ's size pack of AAA batteries, and I have AAA batteries pretty much in all my bags because most of my gear runs on AAA stuff, and that's that. Okay, so for coincidentally, while we're on the Streamlight Pro, this is not my EDC. This is they make a smaller version of the Streamlight Pro. It's called the, stand by, it is the Streamlight MicroStream, and this one does pretty much the same thing. It's not as bright. It works on one AAA battery, and it's got a cool clip that, this has like a pocket clip for, again, I put it in like, you put it where your pens go. Slips very good into my body armor. This has a clip that, the clip kind of goes forward and then comes back, that you could clip it onto the front of your baseball cap and use it as a headlamp if you wanted to, which I never do, but you could, and it's plenty light enough to do that. Believe it or not, I use this light every single day because I wake up crazy early in the morning. Everybody in my house is still sleeping, and instead of turning all the lights on and waking the house up, and I usually have one of my kids sleeping in my bed or the baby in the bed. I got a few kids. So when I get up in the morning and I'm getting ready, I use this light. So this is not the one right next to my bed, but I get up out of bed and I, off my dresser, I get this, and this is how I find my clothes, and I, get all my gear together and get my stuff ready for the day. And it's not an offensively bright light, but it works great. It's super tiny. It fits in one hand. I could hold it, and it's also they both have the tail switch, which I like. I like lights that, again, if that was the only light that I could grab and I needed to illuminate something for a bump in the night, and that was the first light that I grabbed, and I grabbed my firearm or something and I had to, move around, it's something that I could activate without having to fiddle with something on the side to get to it. So the Streamlight MicroStream 1 AAA. Oh, and this one has a newer version that I was checking out. It's so funny because, so this thing's like $18-ish, and they have an updated version that has a USB charging, rechargeable battery thing, and it's 30 bucks. And I was like, I'm not spending an extra 12 bucks. Again, I have a million AAA batteries. So again, if my 1.5-year-old daughter that has this weird habit of throwing stuff in the garbage, and if she was to reach up and get a hold of this, I wouldn't be shocked if she was I'll just throw Daddy's light out or whatever. So if I lost a $30 light, I'd probably be more upset than if I lost the $18 light, which is why I still use this, and it serves its purpose. So my EDC light, which I am a tremendous fan of, I thought they had stopped making this, but you can still find it on Amazon. I just checked before. Okay, so this is another small one. It's probably about the same thickness as my Strion, but it's much smaller. It's got a clip, and I keep this in my pocket all the time. It's part of my EDC. Watch my video on everyday carry for beginners, and really your everyday carry and my everyday carry are going to be two very different things, and you'll get that from that video. But for me, this is just a home run. I took FBI firearms instructor school. I don't work for the FBI, but I went to their school to be a firearms instructor for police and civilians. And one of the instructors there turned me on to Fenix lights, which I had heard of it, but I never, I didn't have any. And he had one that he was a big fan of, which I think was even a little bit smaller than this. And I don't know if somebody else in the class had this, or this was just the one that I don't remember how or why I bought it, but I got turned on to it from that instructor and some of the guys in that class. And I am an absolute positive raving fan of this thing. So this is the Fenix, F-E-N-I-X is how they spell that, PD, like police department, 25, Fenix PD 25. So for a handful of reasons. One, it fits my pocket real easy. It's got a nice little clip, and just like you have a pocket knife with a clip, I got a flashlight with a clip. And my EDC, how I just grab all the stuff off my dresser as I'm getting ready to go out of the house all the time, I take my knife, and it's got a clips in my right pocket, my flashlight clips in my left pocket. And I keep it in my left, just like I keep my flashlight at work on my left, so if I ever need to draw my firearm and my flashlight, or any sort of tool, and my flashlight's always in my non-dominant hand, so I could use my dominant hand for whatever thing I'm going to be using it for. So one of the things I really like about this, again, it has that tail cap on it. No disco mode on this one, unless you do it with your finger, I guess, if you just keep pumping your thumb. But it's got some ridges, and I forget what these are called, when it's got these ridges on the front that if you have to jab somebody in the face with it, you could, or anywhere on their body. But it's a little bit more painful than hitting them with the point of any other flashlight. And I don't know where I learned this, but one of the reasons is it's supposed to be like a DNA catcher. Like you know, somebody's attacking you, and a flashlight is an incredible self-defense tool, which we'll have other videos on that down the road. But that, you know, you crack somebody in the face and you split them open a little bit and you want to catch them later on, their DNA will be wedged in the little ridges around here. So the Fenix PD 25, it's got the clip. It's got, it runs on a CR123 battery. Where are you? And now this, I have several of them, but this works, this recharges on a USB port jack. I usually charge them in my car. Every now and then I'll charge it where I charge my cell phone at night. But I have a couple of them. Again, I like that it's rechargeable. I have a second one so that when it goes down, I have another one I throw right in my lights, and my light's always, you know, up and going. And the other one is charging. You know, 2 is 1, 1 is none. So the CR123 rechargeable battery. This has 4 settings. So the way you change the settings is a little button on the side. That's the only thing I wish that there was maybe a different way to activate that. But again, I've had it for so long that I'm used to it. And the way it works is it's got like a very low setting. So instead of having to carry more than one flashlight, this is probably, I don't know, like very, very, if I dropped something in the movie theater and I needed to look for it, I'd bring it close to me so I don't wake up everybody. And on the low setting, and it's not offensive. It's got a medium setting, a bright setting, and then a really bright setting, which that's the one I always keep it on that. If I go out walking my dog, walk, jog, run, whatever, or I'm, you know, doing a ruck with my pack and it's nighttime out, I think that, one, the bright light, it illuminates a lot, and again, if for self-defense purposes, and that's always my first mentality, is it's offensively bright, especially in the dark. Just imagine you were sleeping, everything is pitch black, somebody walks in, you open your eyes and they turn on the lights in your room, and all of a sudden you're like, ah, man, what are you doing? Bright light, bright light, bright light. And that's why I like it. Again, it's got all the modes in there. This one was, I just checked, on its brightest setting, it's 550 lumens. That's a lot. And it's around 60 bucks. It comes with the charger. I think it comes with an extra battery, or at least one battery. But highly, highly recommend the Fenix PD 25. And then the last one, again, you know, the more I go to a survival school and the more people I'm training with, you know, survival stuff and bushcraft and wilderness stuff and all that type of stuff, I love networking with people. So you get to see, ooh, like, what's that kind of gear? And, oh, what do you got? Oh, how much did that cost? Oh, that kind of expensive. And, you know, you just kind of like, you know, see what's cool, what people like, what they don't like, and whatnot. So in my go bag, again, I have more than one light, but I'm big on having some sort of headlamp so that you can have your hands free. You know, I'm digging through my bag, I'm trying to get a shelter going, I'm trying to get a fire going, you know, it's kind of dark outside or whatever, and you put this thing on your head. I have another one in my vehicle that, you know, if you have to change a tire or you need both hands free and you need to illuminate what you're doing, headlamp is great. So this is the Petzl Tactikka headlamp. So I think they have like a different name for a different thing, and then they came out with like tactical colors, and I just went with black because I like black. They had a camouflage one, but I didn't want something that if I dropped it in the woods, I'm never going to find it. I want to be able to find it. I typically just, you know, nighttime, if I'm not going to be wearing it on my head, something that gets uncomfortable, instead of taking it off and losing it, I wrap it around, I drop it down here so that it's always close by and I won't lose it, especially if I'm rolling around sleeping on the ground or in the woods or whatever. So the thing I like about this one is, again, it has some different settings. The front has a swivel, as most headlamps do, so you could tilt it down to pay more attention. You know, it's like a directional light by clicking this thing forward and back. It's got several settings, so it's got like a low, medium, high, off, low, medium, high. And then it's got, ready for this, the red light. So in a couple of my other videos, you hear me talking about how, like in my vehicle, all the dome lights, all the interior lights, I switched to red. Not because My friends tease me, but for me, when I'm driving and my wife says, could you turn on the lights? Or the kids are like, I can't find my whatever, could you turn on the lights? And I'm driving, I don't know whether I have sensitive eyes or what it is, but my night vision. I know that red light, when you turn this on, if somebody's shining a red light in your eyes and then turns it off, however your eyes work, I don't get it. It's magic, it's nature, it's God, I don't know. But it doesn't affect your night vision. So inside my car, when I turn on the interior lights, it's all red. And everybody can see everything that they're looking for. And I can keep driving and it doesn't mess up my eyes. I turn it off and I'm still good to go. Especially driving at night, driving out of state on long roads that don't have lights. I just, I want to pay attention to what I'm doing and not mess up my eyes, not even for a second if I got my whole family in the car. Or just myself in the car. So this, I like that it has the red light. And it got also like a flashing one to use, I guess, for signaling, which, I guess has its place and its purpose. But again, I like that it's got, how do we switch it back? Hold it down, switches over to low, medium, high, off, low, medium, high. No disco mode. But I like that it's got the red light. Again, I'm big on the night vision stuff. So if it's kind of dark out and I just need to be able to see a couple things while I'm moving around without illuminating my whole area, I can put on the red light, see what I'm doing. Doesn't affect my night vision. Turn the light off, and I go right back to seeing whatever I could see from the campfire and nothing else. So again, I got my work lights, my everyday carry light, my home getting dressed. Whatever light, and my headlamp that I use for anytime I need my hands free. But this is my main light for camping and stuff like that. So again, the purpose of the video is one, to share with the people who have been asking, what do I carry and what lights do I run? These are them. And if you got some better ideas, every time I ask for, like, hey, what do you have? I'm not a really big guy on the latest and greatest stuff. Oftentimes, the latest and greatest is expensive stuff. And I'm like, again, I'm brutally rough with most of my stuff. So if it's a really pricey item, hey, if you're into that, cool, go for it. If you have the money to do it, go for it. I don't. So I go with stuff that's reasonably priced with good reputation, that make brands that make good products and stuff. If I buy something and it's a piece of junk, then I just write it on my list. Like, hey, I'll never do that again. If it's a good brand, I give them a second shot. If something was, like maybe that was just a bad batch or whatever it is, and whatever. But if you have other items or brands that you like, or other types of lights that you like and you've had good experience with, let me know in the comments, because I'm interested. I'm curious. And again, the channel's really grown, which has been awesome, and a lot of you guys are reaching out and commenting, which I totally love. It helps the channel grow. It's all that stuff. So and it helps other people, when you guys help each other. I want the channel as a school. I want you guys to network and help one another. It helps me, it helps you, it helps everybody else, and that's really what it's all about. People helping people. Is that Wedding Crashes? I think that was Wedding Crashes. Anyway, if you like what I'm teaching and preaching, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and like this video. If you're loving it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you got to have it, make sure you hit the bell notification button and that little thing where it says all notifications, so YouTube will let you know when the next video drops. If you're really digging it and you want more, you can find us on all social media platforms at 5 Elements Tactical. Well, that's all I got for now, Warriors. So until our paths cross again, pray for the best, prepare for the rest. I'm Kyoshi Dave Herman with 5 Elements Tactical Training. Thanks for watching.